everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It feels really good to be back on here filming on my camera for my channel. The last video I posted I think was like 2 months ago at the creator event back in July, so it feels good to be back on here. If you follow me on some of my other platforms like my UGC Instagram and TikTok, I have been posting on there, but nothing really about what's been going on or anything related to my YouTube channel and self-development and things like that. I've mainly just been working away, trying to attract brands and working with my clients, but it's time I came back on here, which leads me into this video and some realizations that I've had over the past couple of months, which is just building a life that I love offline. Especially as a content creator, everything you do is online all the time. And being online can also be an escape to the things that you're dealing with in your personal life. And I kind of fell into that a little bit where I was really so focused on my online presence and my accounts that it started making me neglect the life that I live offline, I guess you can say. So what I'll do is I'll start just from the beginning. So after I attended that creator event, which was amazing, check out that vlog if you haven't yet. But after I attended that event, I really dove all into content. I was super inspired and I had a lot of ideas. I had networked with a lot of people, so I was connecting with them and grew my following like significantly. And that was really great and everything. But because I was so focused on that, I started to neglect other parts of myself in my life, which I think a lot of business owners experience themselves anyway, because you just like your whole life is your business. And so, and I'm only doing UGC part-time. Like I have another job still, so I really was just working 24/7 and constantly on my phone, constantly doing all of that work. It definitely paid off and I got good collaborations, and I still don't regret doing all those things, especially because it's led me to now and the purpose of this video and my new goal, which is to build a life that I love offline. And so basically I did a lot of work, a lot of posting, a lot of being basically just glued to my phone. And I took a week off in August from my regular 9 to 5 and UGC. And during that week off, I did a complete media fast. So I wasn't watching TV. I wasn't on social media at all. No YouTube, nothing. Like just basically nothing at all. I still had, I think, one client that I was finishing up. Like I had a due date, so I finished that video. But other than that, I was not making any content. I was not doing anything behind the scenes, basically related to my business. And during that time that I was doing that, it really just reset, I guess, my whole body, my whole everything. That whole week, I basically just read books. I read a book. It's called The Will of the Many. And yeah, like, because my husband and I, we were both starting to read more again, and we were focused on like the fantasy category. And so, yeah, I read an entire 600-page book. I've always been a big reader. When I was a kid, like, that's all I did. All I did was read. And as I got older, I really got away from that. And the last time I read like a full book has been a really long time. I will say it was not easy. I still had those moments where I was thinking about content that I could make. Like we went to a spa and I was thinking, oh, I could make a perfect video on this, which my husband was like, no, you're not making a video, we're relaxing. So, but yeah, it was hard because I'm constantly having that mindset of just business, 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 and not really much the other things that I can do that help me grow as a person separate from a business. Like you can build your business and grow as a business owner, but there's also the other part to it, which is just who you are in general. So they're two separate things, and I've had to really separate myself from my business self, because although we are the same person, we are also different, and I have to remember that. And so now that I'm back to working on my business again and everything after that break, I really started to think more about the ways that I want to enjoy my life offline. Because online, on my business, it's almost like a fantasy world to me because, you know, I have like the likes, the comments, the connections, and everything that are so great. But all of that is all of that can be very surface level because, it's kind of just like feeding my ego of like, oh, I've made such great content and so many people are liking it. And then if I made a video where it kind of flopped, I'd be like, oh, like that video wasn't as good, when maybe it is, but like maybe the algorithm just wasn't in my favor that time. But it's kind of like recognizing that. And so that kind of led me into, I can't escape life through social media, and I need to build something that I really love offline, because a lot of us use social media as an escape to what's going on in our real lives. And I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to be able to know that, like, say I'm working on my business, I can log off and still be happy with what's going on in my life behind the scenes, and things that maybe I'm not sharing or just doing that make me happy. And so when I was kind of thinking about this and building that life that I love offline, there is a business owner that I follow on Instagram. Her name's Sophia Aguilar, and she has really built like a huge business, but she also is very transparent about the things that she struggles with at being a business owner. And one of her posts that she put out was about how her account, like her Instagram account, got disabled, and the things that she learned from that, because that's where like the bulk of her followers are, how she runs her business and um, like puts out content and attracts clients and things like that. And so she talked about what she learned from it, and she put two questions which were like just more so solidified my desire to build the life that I love offline. And two of those questions were, who am I without these platforms, people, and accolades? And the second question that she put is, if all of this were gone tomorrow, would you still love the life you built offline? And like, mic drop, like that is, those are such important questions that you should ask yourself, even if you're not a content creator. Like, a lot of us are just addicted to our phones and our social media and things like that. Like, who are you without these platforms? Like I was saying earlier, the business me versus who I am, we are the same person, but there are things that are different. Like, how I show up as a business owner it's just different than everything else that I experience and deal with behind the scenes, that I'm not necessarily showing when I'm advertising my services and what I can offer to brands. Like, that's just how it is. And so, yeah, I think those are just really important questions to ask. Same thing that I'm asking myself, because like, if my UGC account just randomly got disabled or something, I probably would freak out a little bit. And I'm sure most people would too, because yeah, you've built so much there. Um, but there is more to life than those things as well. And then, yeah, like, if all of it were gone, would you still love the life that you've built offline? And I think before I could say that, I would say that I love my life, but there are things that I still struggle with, like most people do. And I was using my UGC life as like an escape sometimes when it shouldn't be. And so, pretty much like how I'm building the life that I love offline, my first kind of thoughts are around this is retaking up the hobbies that I used to have, or new hobbies, I guess. So with that, like, I don't really give myself the time to do things that I actually enjoy, because either I'm working like regular job, and then I do UGC after work, and then by the time I like go to the gym, relax, and things like that, the night's over, and I'm not really prioritizing the things that I actually enjoy. And so, for one, getting back into reading is something that I'm starting to do. Um, The other thing that I'm trying out different this time is I want to learn how to crochet. And so I ordered one of these beginner crochet kits. It's funny because I wanted to work with them as a UGC partnership and I haven't heard back, but I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to buy one because I really want to learn how to crochet. And so I'm still waiting on that package. So hopefully it comes soon. But that's number two, learning how to crochet. And then also my husband and I, we're playing chess now a lot. That's something that we started doing. We're trying to get better at. Obviously, I've never really known how to play. I've won once, but I'm gonna try to win more for that. But those are just like three things, for example, three things that can contribute towards building a life that I love offline, doing things that I love or would enjoy doing. That I know that if I disconnect and, you know, go and do these things, that I will enjoy myself. And then also, when I'm enjoying myself, I can just enjoy life and seek more things that make me happy that don't necessarily involve my phone or my business. Yeah, so that's kind of next part in my self-development journey, which is doing that, and wanted to give an update on that as well. So that's pretty much all I have for this video today. But I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.